Are you ready?
You don't want that. You gotta do it. It's about 3 or 4, it's all out, super soft. So you just.
Aren't you good? 6 o'clock? Is it the official time?
Yep.
Everybody ready? Oh.
6 o'clock.
I don't know what I was waiting for. Good evening, everyone. We are calling to order the very first council and committee meeting of 2023 and for this council. So January 10th, and I guess this is, we don't have a huge agenda on this for tonight, and we're really going to open the floor mainly for our directors to introduce themselves and say anything they kind of want today. So we're going to start with finance and administration, and Kristen as director of finance. Did you want to start?
Sure.
You can sit there or take the podium, whatever you want.
I guess I'll
Sit
sit
there.
there. I'll just sit. So, Kristen Pelkey, Director of Finance, Treasurer. So, kind of I gave a little bit of a spiel in the book that was handed out for Christmas, but I just oversee the finance and accounting department. That's accounts payable, accounts receivable, the banking, and that sort of thing. Work with department heads on budget, and that comes against the return. Work with internal control to make sure everything is kind of being followed as it should. Work with the auditors on the year-end engagement. And kind of anything money, banking, and finance related is kind of in my wheelhouse. So, anytime, any questions, reach out. I've got cards on my desk, even, and hand it across to Brooklyn, but excited to get going here.
Thank you. Fallon, that's for part of administration. Do you want to go next?
Fallon Lappage, Director of Human Resources and Payroll Services. I've been with the town for, this is my 17th year, 9 with Payroll Services and going on to my 4th with Human Resources. So employee benefits, Joint Health and Safety Committee, we have the 2 unions, there's QB 719, which is Public Works and your Motor Center, and then our carpenters 1386 union, which is the Woodstock Youth Force. So onboarding, offboarding, environment calculations, all that kind of stuff.
Next, I guess, is tourism. We have Toby here tonight. Toby likes to take the podium. Yeah.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm Toby Perry, and I am the Director of Tourism, Events, and Communications. I work for the town of Woodstock. This is going on my 18th year in March. And my roles and responsibilities have changed over the past 6 years. However, my focus remains tourism. I have a couple sheets here, so I will study. My responsibility with tourism is events that brings community and visitors to our area, like the Dwyer's Art Festival, Old Home Week, and Christmas events. I assist with organizations with their events, but also organize events myself on behalf of the town, which is Woodstock Day, Canada Day, New Brunswick Day, and Music in the Park, as well as the 4 organizations that host fishing events in the summer. Excuse me. The end of this, whatever this is. Some of my responsibilities are projects, which is advertising for tourism, signage, which is highway signage, directional signage, and I work with the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure on the blue tap signs that you see 2 kilometers coming within each exit. The Woodstock Guide, Heritage Walking Tour, we have over 40 signs now, and we also print a guide, and all the banners that we see downtown. The different industry that I work with are the accommodations, the Carleton County Historical Society, Creek Village Gallery and Cafe, Woodstock Farm and Craft Market, the L.P. Fisher Public Library, Thompson Center, the different farm stands like Dukeshire, Strawberry Hill, and Hilltop Market, trails organizations, which is the Mexican River Association, the newly formed Trans-Canada Trail, which is the Woodstock Division, and the River Valley ATV Club, as well as the Valley Yacht Club. I manage all the community assets. This is something new I've done in the past 4 years, which consists of booking regular checks for issues, maintenance, scheduling any staff that need to be there. So community assets include all the picnic tables you see around town, the grandstand, Citizen Square Park, Greenway, docks, Fleming property, Bearsley Hill Preserve, which is out back of, it's off the industrial park, but it butts on the Bull Road subdivision. Community van, McCain Community Theater, trails, make sure that the new murals do not get vandalized, as well as the little library, which we did with the Road Act. I look after the sponsorship file and website management, which the tourism recreation notices and some of the miscellaneous as well. Communication program, weekly e-newsletter for tourism and recreation. I manage 6 social media pages, the app, and help with push notifications. In the past few years, my office is actually at the Motor Center, and I look after their Christmas parties, weddings, corporate gatherings, work with the quilt show, the women's show. We actually have Potatoes MB that have done their conference that are coming here in February. Dinner theater, crafts for Christmas, bar management and inventory, kitchen management and inventory, and any special events set up. A few committees that I'm on are Events Committee, the McCain Community Theater Committee, Planning Property, Off-Road Vehicle Pilot Project Committee, Western Valley Tourism Committee. I'm a member of Tourism Industry Association of New Brunswick, the Woodstock Tourism Committee, and some of the past committees that no longer exist, but I thought would be of interest are the Greater Woodstock Tourism Partnership, the Woodstock Valley Trail Advisory Committee, the St. John River Valley Heritage Corridor, and the St. John River Valley Tourism Association. Just to give you a little bit of my past employment, I used to do, before I worked here, I worked in the village of Perth Andover in recreation and tourism for 8 years, and I've also worked in different retail and also construction. I am a 30-year graduate of the Southern Victoria High School. Go Vikings, yay. I attended Northern Maine Technical College in Maine, and had numerous online courses through Pioneer and TAP. And I also have my bartender certificate, which you need now.
Yeah.
I've been involved in the Richmond Corner Preschool, actually with Councillor Brown, way back a long time ago. I was the vice president of Southern Carleton Elementary Home and School and the PSSC. I've been involved with Woodstock Minor Hockey, Western Valley Minor Ball, and more recently, Woodstock High School Hockey. I've been happily married most days for almost 23 years to my husband, Robert. We have 2 sons, Jackson, who's 20, who works for Saunders Electric, and Andrew, who's a high school graduate this year. And we've made Woodstock our home since 2003, coming from Tilly, our threat. Thank you very much.
Awesome, thank you. So we wears a lot of hats. Okay, next we have Protective Services. Chief Ford, do you want to start?
Sure. First of all, congratulations to all of you. I can only imagine the stress and pressure it takes to commit to something like this. I'm sure we'll see that stress and pressure continue as your duties and responsibilities unfold in the coming years. But again, congratulations to all of you. I've also been happily married most days. Is that just a little bit, a very little bit about myself. I've been policing for this is my 34th year. I joined the Department of Police Force in 1989. I was with the Department of Police Force for 27 years and then joined the Contraband Enforcement Unit of the province, and was fortunate and grateful to be offered a position here in Woodstock. I thought maybe I'd be here for a couple of years, but this is it's a very, very good place to be in. I'm entering my 4th year as Chief of Police with Woodstock. I've attended the University of Brunswick. I have a Bachelor of Integrated Studies and Master's degree from that university. But I would say that primarily we are increasingly looking towards how best to support and grow and mentor the officers in the police force from an educational perspective. I don't have to tell you that with the advent of George Floyd and Rodney Levi and Shannon Moore, policing has certainly been unnerving. It is therefore imperative that the police force itself takes the lead on accountability and transparency, and I'm very happy to say that through our strategic planning, which has been employed for the last 3 years, police officers have become increasingly familiar and comfortable with what we think is a need to be increasingly transparent and accountable. So that is demonstrated through our strategic planning, and you don't have to take my word for it. You can go to our Woodstock Police Force website, and we upload not only our strategic planning results quarterly, we also upload our policies. We have strong social media content. I would argue one of the best in the province. We even had Garden Police Force, the St. John Police Force calling recently to find out who does our content, who's responsible. And for the record, it's a Sherry who does a fantastic job. So much so that the police force is getting very economy to be able to submit stuff as she deems help when necessary, and she is yet to let us down in that regard. So back to our strategic planning, one of the things that we feel is incumbent, especially for the accountability and trust piece, is that it's no good for me just to come up here and say this is what we plan on doing for this coming year, if we don't have measures to demonstrate to you folks just exactly where we did well and where we failed. We have no problem taking accountability for where we are not doing well. The annual report for 2022 is almost completed. My hope is to have that to Mayor and Council in the middle of February. We can appreciate it. It takes some time for us to go through all the strategic planning results and find out exactly what we did well and what we need to improve on moving forward. So you'll have that information. Also, our strategic planning session for 2023 with the entire organization's plan for January 16th. No one person meets the organization. We've done this habitually for the last 2 years. This will be our fourth go at it. And essentially what we do is we bring in the entire organization and we get into a room and we take a day to basically find out what is it that we need to do, and we record that, and if everybody's in agreement, we put in a strategic plan, which is then communicated in our council and the public as a whole. Finally, I can tell you that we ended around our 2023 organizational chart. I can appreciate that perhaps you folks may know something about the Woodstock Police Force in the event that you do not. I hope that this page provides some insight. I can tell you the police force is fully functional. If anything is to happen in Woodstock, anything from an active shooter to a homicide, any type of major crime, fraud, the Woodstock Police Force is able to respond to that, and or we have MOUs with other police forces in accordance with policing standards that allows us to rely on certain team presence. We had a missing person not too long ago in the town where we called in an MOU partner to provide dive services to us in a reasonable time, and the person was located. So these are the things that are at disposal. We are heavily partnered with all 9 municipal police forces in the RCMP, including inspection enforcement services in Brunswick, sheriffs, CDSA. We have all of that at our disposal, and we are proud to be able to say that those folks are just playing all the way. So we rely heavily on partnerships. We keep our ego low, and we are not interested in taking shortcuts. So this is the ideology of the force. We still have room to travel and growth, but we look forward to the challenge and the journey, and thank you for having us.
Thank you. Fire Chief Nero McClellan, you want to come up and
The wine first to get to. Just to tell you, the Woodstock Fire Department has the chief, deputy chief, 2 captains, a say two officers, lieutenant and secretary, treasurer, and training officer, plus a complement of 18 firefighters. We serve the town by fighting those fires, off-road rescue, water rescue, swift water rescue, gas up the tree, just about anything else that the other departments don't want to do. Or we get the 911 call for medical assist, other things like that. Myself, soon be starting my 49th year. And, there's been so much. We're still able to put that stuff on the house. I guess that's just the short. Everything we drive is big
Thank you. Next is recreation. Yeah.
Good evening, everybody, and congratulations on your positions. My name is Kelly Foster Howard, and I'm the Director of Recreation. Want to take the opportunity for anyone that didn't know me, most people do. It was an opportunity to talk about who I am, where I've been, what I do, and what our department does to serve our community. I'm a graduate of Carleton Moore a few years ago. I have a degree in physical education from University of New Brunswick. I went on to take horticulture at the Agricultural College in Nova Scotia. I have spent all of my career in the slope recreation since 1989, back in the Bath recreation days, in the Bath Bristol Florence School days. So I'm very familiar with recreation up and down the valley and what it means to our rural communities and the role we play. It's very important to me. I worked for the city of Fredericton for 6.5 years in the Parks and Trees Division after I graduated. I was part of their active transport pathway development. I managed all their landscape and green spaces. I designed the trail signage back in the day that still exists. I was part of their street tree planting program. And for a lot of people don't know, I was a spare salt truck, sand truck, plow operator, to get overtime dollars. That's what I did. Since moved on, after that 3.5 years I spent with the Engineering and Public Works Department. I was a foreman with Public Works. It was a great opportunity. I was the first and only woman with the Public Works Department. It was probably one of the best gigs I ever had. The men were awesome. We had a great team and a lot of fun. I moved here and took a position as a recreation program coordinator in 2006. I stayed in that position for 1.5 years. I then became the Director of Recreation until 15.5 years later. Woodstock Recreation Department is committed to providing an inclusive environment that promotes physical and emotional wellness to our community, and we're very committed to doing that. Over my time as Director of Recreation, we have certainly evolved. Back from 1995, the Carleton Civic Center, when I joined in 2006, we know it was a facility on the hill, and it was many things to many people at that time. In 2015, we enhanced that facility, three-court field house, suspended walking track, and fitness center, and we were renamed the Air Motor Center, which often is an identity crisis because people don't know for the recreation department, well, there's the Air Motor Center. This enhancement allowed us the opportunity to offer something for everyone, which was a slogan for that project, and has been and we have been redefined as a community center. We're no longer a rank or a pool. We're something more. As the Director of Recreation, I lead the recreation team in the provision of services to the Western Valley and the maintenance of all outdoor recreational amenities and facilities, maintain green spaces and landscaped areas that fall within the town. I manage the Air Motor Center facility and I'm responsible for the personal and physical management. This is done through the collaborative efforts of 21 full-time employees and 38 part-time and student employees. I'll share the amenities that we look after because it's not always out and about, but I think it's important that we identify what falls into that department. The Air Motor Center itself, which is an indoor arena, an indoor pool, 3-court field house, and the Payne walking track, Tim Hortons Wellness Center, boxing facility, and 4 meeting spaces, as well as 2 bars and kitchen. Our outdoor amenities that we maintain and look after 5 ball fields, 1 mini soccer field, 6 public parks, 1 splash facility, 1 outdoor washroom, 2 beach volleyball courts, 1 outdoor 4-court tennis facility, dog park, skateboard park, Bobby Vale outdoor room. We also look after beautification of all landscape areas in the town of Woodstock in our 22 street flower plots. The Recreation Department also makes it a priority to provide recreational opportunities for all members of our community through programs, activities, and events. A snapshot of these opportunities are as follows. Active adults every Monday, monthly senior socials, 50-plus aquasize, fieldhouse drop-in opportunities, Youth Zone, which is a free program for grade 6 to 9 students, 3:30 to 5 students in school year, babysitting courses, aquatic programs, monthly special needs dances, inclusive swim opportunities, New Year's Eve family event, night sliding parties, adult snowshoe rallies, Joe McGuire road race, Kids of Still Triathlon, Get Muddy event for kids, Crafts for Christmas trade show, dinner theater, Hop On Let's Go program, as well as summer adventures and activities, and much more. Many of these opportunities would not be possible without partnerships and support of local organizations and generous donations from our business community and grant submissions. We also operate 2 licensed daycares. The After School Little Skid Club, a licensed after-school program for 30 school-age children. The Little Skid Club, designated preschool, licensed for 15 children aged 2 to 4. These daycares were created 15 years ago due to a need in our community which continues to exist today. The Recreation Department is also the host of multiple users such as Woodstock Minor Hockey, Woodstock Skate Club, Junior St. Panthers, Woodstock High School Thunder Hockey Programs, River Valley Gymnastics, Woodstock Minor Basketball, Woodstock Minor Baseball, Carleton County Pickleball Club, Two Rivers Taekwondo, Carleton County Gentlemen's League, River Valley Softball, Champions Hockey, East Coast Hockey, Western Valley Soccer, and the Carleton County Fiddlers. The other events that we, based on our expansion, that we've been able to help provide, Travis Strick's concerts, Blue Rodeo, the annual Woodstock Rotary Club events, Old Home Week, Potato NB conferences, Quilt Show, Woodstock High School Party Program, large corporate Christmas parties, and up to COVID, Woodstock High School prom and graduation. On a personal note, I'm very proud to say I was raised in Carleton County on a potato and beef farm where hard work was an expectation, not an option. I have 4 wonderful humans I'm very proud of. Daughter Drew, who lives in Revelstoke, BC, working as a nanny while enrolled in the early childhood education program. That one makes me emotional. I have to see her in bed. Daughter Drew, our Grace Ori, is finishing her 4th year in kin science at UMB and plans to pursue a career in physiotherapy. My son Foster's in grade 6, Ren is in grade 4. I had been with my partner Corey Howlett, some good, some bad, for 22 years. I'm a founding member of the Dakota, and this is the passion piece. We talk about passion. This is one I'm very passionate about in my personal life. Founding member of the Dakota Dyslexia NB organization. One of the founding members of the Woodstock Learning Disabilities chapter. Parent advocate for those with learning differences. I don't see them as disabilities. As a recreation director, I look forward to working with you all to meet the needs of our community and enhance our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kelly, or has anybody heard anything about what's going to happen with the recreation areas that are now fire town, Christian Corner, rec center, and ball field, stuff like that, and Northampton, just for a couple of days?
Yep. So one thing we learned in the process is we didn't actually acquire any assets in any of the areas. They are all owned by their associations or what have you. So the recreation that we knew pre-reform is still basically what we have. So we didn't require even any vehicles or anything for it. Yeah. So we thought we would at the end have a hall or two that ended up falling under us, and so that is the case with us.
They were all like rec councils.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Kim. That's a tough act to follow on the entry. Development and planning is next, but I think we're going to let Andrew off the hook now, unless there's something you wanted to say, because he's going to get into a lot of that in our regular meeting, but I'll leave it up to you.
I guess I'll just,
Yeah.
just briefly, I mean, everyone knows my role with being CAO, to be part of every department head, they're doing, partake with them. The development and planning is definitely something that we talk about with CIC and definitely in council from here at every meeting, so that's my main part of being the CAO, it's that area. As the other department heads, of course, have their roles, but I've been here almost 27 years, I guess, it'll be months, so had a number of different roles here, mainly with Public Works, with Greg for most of those years. Well, while he was there, I should say, at the same time, so, no, it's a great team, that's obvious by hearing them speak at what they do, and their feelings for it for sure, so. But yeah, we'll talk more later tonight in regards to development planning and what's new and what's happening.
Last but not least, Public Works.
I'll drag up sale. I think pretty well everybody has known me from somewhere along the line. Babysit, my wife babysat for them. They were kids when they were coming to the rec when I worked there. I started with the town 35 years ago. Started in the rec department at the old arena, not the new the new Air Motor Center, but worked there for about 5 years. A couple of years part-time before that when I was going to school. Worked in Public Works on the backhoe for close to 8 years, and then moved to loader for 10. I guess I did superintendent job for 4 years almost before turning into the director of Public Works a little bit after that. We get 15 employees, 3 in water and sewer, and 1 mechanic. So the rest are all in Public Works. I think pretty much everybody knows what we do. Anywhere from water breaks, plowing snow, passing streets, across walls. If the rec department needs something, or the fire department needs something, or could be carpenter work or whatever. Other than that, yes. Been married 35, worked for 35 years and going on 35 years of marriage. You have to ask her if I'm not all good, but I'm all good. We're still together. Got 3 grandkids, so they don't get any better than that. So, there you go. I don't know if anybody's got any questions or not.
Not right now, we will.
One of the things I find that it's great when we can promote within to move up, so, but there's always a negative side to that as well too, where Greg at one point was our best backhoe operator.
Yeah.
And then you lose him, off the loader. And then became one of probably the best loader operator we had, and then you lose him for that to a management role, so that's same with the others.
What he's saying is he needs you to do all 3 jobs. For all things.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Before we close this meeting, I will take the opportunity to say on behalf of myself and all of council that we're thrilled to be. I can't stress enough how much having a very established set of departments and department heads that have been around for a long time and been in your roles, it's going to make the transition for new council a lot easier. I know we're going to have some opportunity coming up to do some strategic sessions with you. I can't wait. We're all excited over that, and it's going to be a learning process for all of us, but I thank you for sharing tonight. I know it takes time out of your evening, but I love that. I learn new things every time we get an opportunity to sit here and talk with each other. So I look forward to sitting with you all as a group in the near future. And thank you again, and I think that's it. We'll close this meeting.
I did that. So, great.
Thank you. Yes. Bye, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. For anyone that's actually still online, we're just gonna pause for a couple minutes. Quick recess before we adjourn the regular council. So does everybody have their document up?
Which one are we starting with? Sort of,
So you'll want your regular meeting council open, just so you can follow along. Do we have, oh, yeah.
So Trina, the recreational usually go talk to the, they're self-funded, are they? Like this brings, none of their tax money went to that.
Correct.
facility?
Yeah.
I just wondered if we help them
Yes,
keep their ball field and stuff like that.
I'm guessing you probably see, even if we don't own them, probably requests like that might still come in, right? Like, hey, we have a big
Yeah.
Canada Day event coming,
Yeah.
whatever, can we borrow picnic tables, can we, whatever.
yeah, I'm sure we'll get some, we'll get a little bit better acquainted with that group, but even when we talked about doing tours and adding some of those areas, I mean, it's still, even though we don't own them, whether they're willing to let us kind of tour them anyway, it wouldn't be bad.
I toured the Northampton Rec Center.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. Once a month I'm down there touring.
Yeah.
I put it in my calendar
Toured.
every Saturday.
Yeah.
Or every Saturday, first Saturday of the month.
Breakfast.
And that's where the question came from.
Right.
They kind of asked, like, you know, if anybody heard what's going to take place, if you usually go to Richmond Corner as a big
Yeah,
rec
right.
center, ball field.
Yeah,
So,
and then there's Pembroke Community Hall as
I
well.
was gonna say, Trina and I toured a few of them during the meeting.
Yeah, no, that, which was a surprise to me, I
well,
actually
I think
figured
it's probably going to be.
Yeah.
they were community owned. Not so much. Yes, I'll ask, or if there's, any amendments she's gonna make.
It's probably comes down to, it's probably seeded by some old fella 140 years ago, and the community just kind of keeps it up, right? Because, I mean, the town couldn't, the province didn't build it for them, so the province couldn't own it, which means we can't take it over because we don't own it, so.
We're not too-
I'm pretty sure that's the way it was like, it was farmland at one point in summer. Right. They deeded the land.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cole Park, exactly. That's what I'm like, Cole family estate.
Yeah.
Can't turn that
Or are we gonna make Kristen turn?
Yes.
I'm surprised there aren't people. Because he said he was gonna watch it.
Maybe that's probably not a good selling point.
Oh, yeah, it's not on the normal, not on the normal. So this is, it's at Woodstock, at Woodstock Tourism.
No pressure.
No, but she's just checking to see.
It's actually
But it's-
21st Street.
Almost.
It is being streamed, it's just not being, I think it's being streamed through a different town YouTube account, basically.
Oh.
It's like there's two, there's. It's even the last one. What's?
The camera just at 20th Street.
No, it actually.
It's the whole
yeah,
room, isn't
yeah.
Oh, because it's that one. I'm
Yeah.
like this screen, I'm like, don't like
I
scratch
know.
your nose or anything.
Yeah.
It was a
Some things go with it.
I know.
Like, I think, this is going, it is going somewhere, I just don't think it's, well, we know it's not going, I had 50 text messages of, it's not being streamed, it's not being streamed.
Oh, well, there's.
There's 50 people.
No, it's the same person, no, it's the same person.
Two people, 49.